Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and let me tell you that this story belongs to web novel chapter 204, so without wasting time let's begin the video. While the battle between Kazarim and Leon and Misery was going on, meanwhile in the holy city of Rubrios. It was day 3 of the Great War. Xian saw the incoming Dagruel forces, and a cold, dark smile surfaced on her face, as she thought that the chance has finally come, for her to let loose all the frenzied furious anger that was within her. On the first day of the Great War, Xian along with Adelman and Albert were ordered by their master Demon Lord Rimuru, to move out to aid Demon Lord Ruminus. Having visited when he was working with Gyarados in setting up the transit gates, Adaman guided their forces to Ruminus Castle. Upon reaching, the atmosphere at the castle was unnaturally calm despite the fact that they were in battle with the angels. Ruminus was elegantly relaxing, as she lounged on her couch, and, towards Xian and the other guests, to think I would get reinforcements against that measly angel army, that Rimuru is quite the worrywart. Sure, the humans would be in danger should we fall here. But isn't this a little too overprotective? Not even I expected something like this to happen so soon, she calmly and matter-of-factly addressed. But Rimuru-sama has predicted that there would be an incoming attack here, from Demon Lord Dagruel who has betrayed us. She froze upon hearing Xian's reply. Ruminus was confident that her forces can maintain their advantage against the angel army, but if Dagruel's forces were to come into play, that changes everything. Gather the others immediately. We're holding a strategy conference right away. With Ruminus' command, her followers, the 7 great nobles and ranking commanders, gave orders for the other key appointment holders to gather. Right on the dot of nightfall, it was fortunate that the angels began to pull out. Thanks to that, the other officers who were taking part in battles are now able to attend the conference. Not wasting time, they gathered at the conference hall where a light dinner was prepared. Representing them, were the 7 great nobles, the 7 celestial sages, and the holy knight Arnud. The second-in-commands, knight squad leaders, along with any noteworthy Majin who were nobles were amongst them. Seeing that all who were relevant has arrived, Ruminus gave a short opening address, and declared the start of the conference. And so, the meet begins. Xian spoke first, speaking of Rimuru's predictions. Then the movements of the angel armies, and the situations of the other areas. Finally, finishing with Dagruel's movements, and what was predicted to be their goal. No way. If Demon Lord Dagruel is making his move, we are going to end up getting pincered from both the skies and on land. As we have nothing to fall back upon, if we fall here the central countries will definitely fall shortly after. The alarmed Arnud anxiously spoke out. To him, who is one of the linchpins in the human defense forces, their current location can pretty much be called the final defense line. In comparison, the monster Ruminus side wasn't as disturbed. At worst, the choice of forsaking this country and escaping is still a viable option for them, just like they have did once in the past, when this country was destroyed by Feldera. For they believe that there will still be somewhere out in the vast lands of this world that would accept them. But that doesn't apply for all of them. The higher beings are all thinking about something, with a face that looked like they were chewing something bitter. Ruminus was too. To protect the believers, who are citizens of the country, while simultaneously probing for a possible location for a new country, was what the nobles were suggesting. Ruminus was still thinking on the sidelines, while watching Arnud debate. It's simple to abandon the country. For a monster such as herself, it's not too much effort to build another country from scratch. Silence. Which is why, with this single cold word from Ruminus, silence returned to the room. To me, whatever happens to the humans, is really none of my concern. They'll replenish their numbers shortly anyway. It's probably not much of a problem if their numbers are reduced somewhat. These are my honest thoughts. That's if they manage to replenish, that is. As the enemy has declared their intention to wipe out everything, there are no guarantees that humans will be allowed to survive. For that reason, I have decided to protect this land. This is by no means something done for the sake of the humans. Some of you are saying we should escape, but when it ends up with us alone against the angel forces, do you think we will be able to win? I mean, think about it. The other demon lords too, are fighting to protect their citizens and territory. That is something that can be called a contract, but at the same time it is also the obligation of we who rule over these lands. Guy is an exception. Ramaris, Milim, Leon, and even the newcomer Rimuru are doing their utmost. I too have such intentions. This is us demon lords putting our pride on the line, Turning our backs to the angels is unthinkable. Prioritize our victory, and start thinking of how we will achieve it. Let victory be ours. Let victory be ours. The conference room was wrapped on a silent fervor, and showed the unity of all present in an instant. Now that Rumina's intentions are made known to them, the monster followers very easily made up their minds and mentally prepared their resolves. Rumina's charisma as a demon lord was not just for show. She splendidly grasped the hearts of her followers. And, without that fervor cooling down, the conference shifted to the discussion on their plan to engage the incoming attack. In the end, it was decided to leave the bare minimum to defend against the angels, while redirecting everything else they had to face Dagruel. Luckily there wasn't any noteworthy commander among the angels, which is also why they didn't have any tough battles for the day. Nevertheless, there were crack troops being reorganized as reserves, so as to not be complacent in light of that, as they have no choice but to engage on two fronts. It was decided for the reserves to assist whichever side that has the most trouble. All the other demon lords have their hands full holding their own territory. Rumina's forces are in a more positive situation now, having received reinforcements from Demon Lord Rimuru. If they were to be pincered by their foes from both land and the skies without Demon Lord Rimuru's aid, they would have been destroyed without the chance to even contemplate escaping. Due to Demon Lord Rimuru's quick assessment of the situation, the aid and information sent to Rumina's has pretty much saved her. The 7 great nobles, the ones known as the Celestial Sages, would be their assault force. Against the traitor Dagruel, would be Xian and her personal guard forces. In addition, are Adalman and the Death Knights he leads. Over the night, using his summoning magic, Adalman brought forth his followers from the labyrinth. Dagruel and his forces were also traveling at abnormal speeds without stopping to even sleep. It was calculated that they would cross the deserts and invade these lands in 3 days' time. With that being the scenario, they will make it in time to prepare their defenses. Making use of the transit gates that were set up, Shin's personal guard were also gathering up. Of course, as they had priority on the usage, Dagruel's forces couldn't make use of the gates on their side. Xian was giving orders to her forces to be on their guard, as they made their preparations for their upcoming battle with Dagruel's forces. If things go smoothly, the decisive battle will take place on the 3rd day of the Great War. According to reports from their scout squads, the movements of Dagruel's forces were spotted as per the predicted timeline. Showing their differences when compared to the human forces, Dagruel's forces move non-stop without a care for food or rest, maintaining their threatening speed. But, as they moved at a constant pace, their time of arrival was accurately predicted. Inversely, that also means the scouts held an important responsibility, as they are required to be able to keep up if there were any increases in movement speed. For that purpose, Rumina's had the Celestial Sages take the job. The reasoning for that was that they were highly skilled in plotting and gathering information. They are able to keep an eye on Dagruel's forces without being noticed. Also, they had teleportation-type abilities. The plan was for the Celestial Sages to switch over to their assault troop role the moment Dagruel's forces enter their territory. With that decided, on the 2nd day, everyone but the Celestial Sages were to be combating the Angel Army. And let me tell you that, each one of them had surpassed the average enlightened. They are legendary figures. With the plan going well, they managed to greatly reduce the numbers of the Angel Army, which was using the same monotonous attack as the first day. But, something unexpected happened as well. During the afternoon of the 2nd day, Velda made another appearance, towards the entire world. Allow me to enlighten everyone on the current situation. My beloved Dogther Demon Lord Milim has destroyed a pillar of the Demon Lords. That's right, the one who perished was Demon Lord Rimuru. Though he was a newbie, he was the Demon Lord who had the closest ties to the humans. 2 other pillars among the Demon Lords are old friends of mine, and have shown that they were willing to follow my lead. The number of Demon Lords who are still against me is but a measly 4 pillars now. You are welcome to resist to the end, but for those who give up, they shall be granted a swift painless death. So instead of wallowing in fear and despair, wouldn't it be better to just choose death? The hammer of God shall be brought down on the 7th day, on every existing human capital. Until then, you have my word that I shall intervene no further. Do you understand the meaning of what I just said? The ones who want to die without suffering, just stay put in the capitals instead of running or hiding. As I am such a merciful being, I shall definitely keep this promise. Working the same way as when he did his declaration of war, a massive vision of Velda appeared in the skies and delivered his speech. Shocks were sent throughout the world. To the many capital cities of the Ingratia kingdom around the world. And to the capital of the empire in the east. Many panicked and began their escape, while there was also the extreme minority that has accepted the end and decided to stay. Now that the situation has been made known to every living being, the world was now swept up in a swirl of chaos. In the end, most of the Western country leaders and the empire's important figures are part of the side which believe in the demon lords. Whatever happens, running around like a headless chicken won't get them far. If that's the case, staying away from the fighting and hoping for the best is still more ideal for them. The world was currently falling into despair, as per Velda's intentions. From it, confusion was born. With that, one of his objectives was accomplished. One of Demon Lord Rimuru's followers, Warlord Xian. She worshipped Demon Lord Rimuru as though a god. So when she heard Velda's speech about his death, all she could feel was a blinding rage. That rage was about to awaken a certain unstable emotion that was supposed to have been sealed deep within her heart. And that was about to whip up a turbulent storm upon the impending battlefield. So guys, this was all for today's video. Thanks for watching.